Hello, good afternoon to all my viewers. I am Akshay Jena, retired teacher in logic and philosophy. Welcome you all to this session. As a teacher in logic and philosophy, after my retirement, I thought in this crisis period, students are suffering a lot without getting any leave class. So I thought in any way or other, if I can come in use of them, so that by talking on something on logic and philosophy, some students of logic and philosophy may be benefited, and some other persons also who are in need of help on logic, who are preparing for competitions, they can also use my view and my talk. So it is my first talk, first session, an introductory session on logic. I must tell you what is the meaning of logic, what is the definition of logic, and how it comes in use of our life. First of all, I like to clarify some key concepts used in logic and philosophy. Before going to the topic, I like to tell you one puzzle which may help you understand what is logic and what is reasoning. Logic is otherwise told as reasoning, process of reasoning. Once I asked to a newcomer in first year +2 student, I asked him about a puzzle in my class, that A is related in one way to B, B also related to C in other way, and C also related to D in some other way. And my question was, what is the relationship between A and D? And that boy was really inspired to find out what is the correct answer, what is the relationship between A and D. To find out the relationship, he took some time and calculated in himself that then finally he could succeed to answer. And I asked him, how could you know that this is the relationship between A and D? He answered me, sir, I calculated it in my mind. This example, if we analyze this example, then we can find some meaning to what is logic. We can classify this puzzle into two parts. One part is there are some information regarding the relation of A to B, B to C, and C to D. And in other part of the argument or other part of the puzzle, that it is not known. It is not known what is the relationship between A and D. If we divide two parts of this puzzle, then one part is the known part and other part is the unknown part. Then we have to judge what is the relationship between the unknown fact. This is, the boy could judge the answer, judge the relationship between A and D, and he could find the relationship between A and D on the basis of some information provided in this, if we call it is an argument. So in every argument there are some informations given, and one has to judge from those informations what should be the conclusion, and what will be the conclusion from those given informations. This is one mental activity. This is called the process of reasoning in the mind. It is a process of reasoning. It is called the process of reasoning, and purely one mental activity. And logic is concerned with this judgment. Logic is related with this process of reasoning. Newcomers who come to college in +2 level, in their mind that logic is a very allied subject. स्कूल लेवल रे कौन सी धारणा भी नहीं, एवं गोटे प्रकार डिजेक्शन, one sort of dejection, the feeling of dejection is arising in their mind, that logic is a very allied subject, very we cannot read and we cannot study this subject, it is very difficult and such and such. But if we say that it is one activity of mind, we judge things in our thought. In every moment we are thinking. Thinking is the nature of mind. And also in every moment we are judging something. Judgment, if we experience the world, then we judge it. And this activity of judgment is called reasoning. How can you say that it is an allied subject? It has no relationship with us, it has no use to our life. But I can say it is closely associated with our life more than any other subjects. More we collect the informations, more we judge, more we gain the power of judgment. So also we can enrich our life. We can have a better understanding of the world with the help of this reasoning. We can have a better way of thinking with this process of reasoning. And I can say that it is closely associated with our life, and logic is a subject which reasoning is a process of mental activity which can make one person more wiser, more intelligent, having more understanding about the world, understanding of the life, more it can enrich one's life. So how can we say that logic is allied to our life? And I must come to some key concepts which are used in logic. From the given puzzle or from the given example, I can say that the boy calculated in himself what is the relationship between A and D. And I say it is a process of reasoning. এটা হচ্ছে বিচারর ধারা, বিচারগত ধারা। এই বিচারগত ধারারে এই বিচার ধারাକୁ এই বিচাର ଧାରା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ जो सिद्धांत आमे पाई थाओ, the judgment we gain, or the judgment we arrive at, that is called inference in logic. ताको तर्कशास्त्र रे अनुमान बोली कहा जाता है। So the process of reasoning is inference. Inference is not different from the reasoning. The concept of inference in logic is not different. It is the process of reasoning. When this inference is in the state of mind, when the puzzle the particular boy judged, that can be called as inference. It is in his mind. But when it is expressed in language, either in the speech form or in the written form, ଯେତେବେଳେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଭାଷାରେ ପ୍ରକାଶ କରୁ, ଲେଖା ଆକାରରେ ହଉ ବା ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଆକାରରେ ହଉ, ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ବୋଲି କହିଥାଉ. So argument is the expressed form of judgment, of inference. So logic is concerned with the arguments. The study of logic provides us the methods, the process, the principles on the basis of which we can distinguish between a valid argument and an invalid argument. We can distinguish between valid and invalid arguments. এই যে on the basis of these methods, there are different methods provided in the logic to distinguish between validity and invalid arguments. And on the basis of these methods, we can say which argument is valid, we can judge which argument is invalid. So this study of logic provides us the methods, the principles of judgment or inference. And if we analyze this mental activity of reasoning, then we can say the nature of this reasoning is indirect knowledge. It cannot be called as direct knowledge. The knowledge we gain through this process of inference or reasoning, that is indirect knowledge. Paroksha jnana. Why it is called indirect knowledge? Direct knowledge is something we gain directly by the contact of our organs with the object of the world. I see the flower is beautiful, and on the basis of my visual organ, which is contacted with the colors of the flower or beauty of the flower directly. By the direct contact of our organ with the objects of the world, we gain direct knowledge. But reasoning, not such direct knowledge with the help of these organs, but by this process of reasoning, by this process of inference, we gain knowledge by the analysis of the data or analysis of the knowledge gained through direct sense-object contact. We, from the example of that puzzle, we directly know that there is a relationship between A and B. We directly know that there is a relationship between B and C. So also the relationship between C and D. But no relationship between A and D is known to us. And that relationship is known to us in an indirect method on the basis of the relationship between A and B and C and C and D. So how can we say that it is a direct knowledge? I see that water on a fountain that is flowing downward. It is a direct knowledge. It is a direct knowledge of the contact of my organ with the fountain. ଝରଣାଟା ବହି ଯାଉଛି ତଳକୁ, ମୋ ଆଖି ଦେଖିଲା ଏବଂ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଭାବରେ ଝରଣାଟି ତଳକୁ ବହି ଯାଉଛି। ମୋ ଆଖି ଦେଖିଲା ଚଟାଣରେ ପାଣି ଢାଳି ଯିବା ପରେ ସେ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ଦିଗକୁ ବହି ଯାଉଛି, ଯେଉଁ ଦିଗ କି ତାଠାରୁ ଖାଲୁଆ ଅଛି। These are the particular facts observed by our senses. These are the direct knowledges. And by the analysis of these facts observed by our senses, we find there is a relationship between the water flowing downward, the nature of water, and it is flowing downward. On these particular facts observed by our senses, we conclude that water flows downward, which is a general proposition, which is a ଯାହାକୁ ସାର୍ବିକ ତର୍କ ବଚନ ବୋଲି କହନ୍ତି, ସାମାନ୍ୟ ତର୍କ ବଚନ ବୋଲି କହନ୍ତି, general proposition, which we cannot find anywhere. The general proposition, the knowledge of a general proposition is always has the reference of past, present and future. It becomes true. But our observation of the particular facts of the fountain or the water on the floor, these are the particular facts. It is in the present context. It is in the present state of affairs. But from these particular facts, we come to one conclusion which has a reference to present, past and future also. Our mind has certain power of reasoning that we can conclude about this present, about past, what happened in the past, and also it will work in the future on the basis of certain principles of thought, on the basis of certain principles of reasoning. These are the essential features of logic. These are the essential characteristics of our process of reasoning. And some logicians define logic. Some say it is a science. It is a science of reasoning. And also what we feel, to my opinion, it is a science of reasoning. And some logicians have also said that it is a science of all sciences. And also I agree with their statements. And some also say it is both a science and also an art. So in different way, logicians or theorians have defined logic in different ways. And every definition has the relevance to this subject. We can say it as an art. We can say it as a science, also science of all sciences. And our key concept, that is the process of reasoning, that is the inference, that is the argument which are involved in the concept of logic. In my next session, I shall be coming directly to the topic that what are the different ways of reasoning, what are the different methods of reasoning. And then we shall come to the topic. Thank you all.